These two are about to satisfy their desires, while her own sister's life hangs in the balance. When the craving for intimacy becomes more important than another person's life, be prepared to bury a life in the name of love. Bhadman invited his girlfriend over to his house, unaware that she would arrive with an unexpected guest. He leads both ladies to the couch and motions for his girlfriend to sit on his lap, while the other lady takes a seat beside them. He quickly asks his girlfriend who the lady is, and she explains that she's her sister, whom their mother insisted should come along with her. He introduces himself to the lady, asks for her name, then warmly welcomes her into the house and tells her to make herself comfortable. He then turns his attention back to his girlfriend, smiling as he tells her how much he has missed having her around. They have been dating for 3 months, during which she has been sneaking out of her house to visit him, believing that intimacy is what strengthens their bond. They both decide to head into the room, and as he lifts his girlfriend to carry her inside, her sister stands up and follows them. He immediately stops and asks the lady where she's going, and she calmly replies that she's coming along with them. He sets his girlfriend down and politely asks the lady to stay back in the sitting room, but she stands her ground and insists on going with them. His girlfriend calmly tells him to step aside and sit on the couch, saying she will handle the situation herself. She walks over to her sister and gently pulls her aside, hoping to reason with her and make her understand her point. She tells her sister that she and Bhadman are working on a project and that he needs to show her something inside, but her sister immediately calls it a lie. She continues insisting that she is telling the truth, trying hard to convince her sister, but her sister cuts her off and bluntly says she already knows what she is planning to do inside, and it is intimacy. When truth is already known, no amount of explanation can disguise intention. She continues denying it and pleads with her sister to stay back, but in anger her sister attempts to leave the house to inform their mother about what she believes is about to happen, and she quickly rushes to stop her. She sits back on the couch, while the lady returns to her man's lap, silently expressing her frustration over her sister's actions. Bhadman interprets the situation differently, thinking the lady already understands their intentions, and that her refusal to stay behind may be because she wants to be part of it as well. Misunderstanding often grows where intention is not clearly seen, turning innocence into suspicion. He then tells his girlfriend that he has encountered ladies like her sister before, and assures her he knows how to handle her and keep things under control so she won't interfere further. He calmly gestures for her to sit beside him on the couch, and as she complies, he rises and walks out of the room. In his absence, his girlfriend turns to her sister in disappointment, telling her she regrets ever bringing her to the house with her. Surprisingly, her sister remains unmoved by her disappointment and firmly stands by her decision to stop them from going ahead with intimacy. Conviction does not bend to emotion. It stands firm even when it is misunderstood by those closest to it. Bhadman walks in carrying 3 glasses of drinks and carefully places them on the table, while both ladies sit in an awkward silence. He slowly pulls the table closer, then turns to his girlfriend's sister and hands her one of the glasses while apologizing for not offering her a drink earlier. He hands the second drink to his girlfriend, keeps the last one for himself, and casually starts a conversation with the sister. The lady responds to some personal questions Bhadman asks her, while holding onto her glass without taking a sip, prompting him to gently remind her to taste the drink. The moment you accept an open drink from a stranger, you place your safety in hands you know nothing about. As she continues drinking, the lady slowly begins to feel dizzy, and within moments, she finds herself struggling to stay awake. Unaware that the drink is causing her sudden dizziness, she keeps sipping from it, hoping it will help her regain her strength. The sensation soon becomes worse and unbearable, forcing her to slowly stretch her hand toward the table to carefully place the glass down. She slowly leans back against the couch and, within seconds, gives in to the overwhelming urge to sleep. Not every trap looks dangerous at first. Some arrive disguised as kindness, comfort, and a harmless drink. Bhadman's girlfriend is shocked by how suddenly her sister falls asleep and immediately questions him, asking if he added anything to her drink. He admits that he mixed a sleeping aid into her drink, explaining that he uses it to help himself sleep when stressed, and says she simply needs the rest so they can have some privacy. The sister remains uncomfortable with the situation, but he quickly assures her that her sister will wake up soon and urges her to stay calm. When uncertainty is present, even reassurance can sound like a risk rather than a relief. He softly told her to relax, encouraging her to let them make the most of this moment to show how much she'd missed him, and shifts the table to create space to leave. He carefully lifts her into his arms, carrying her toward the bedroom while leaving her sister sleeping soundly on the couch. He walks into the room with his girlfriend, sits on the bed, and with a smile tells her he has really missed her. She gently pushes him back onto the bed, smiling as she leans in closer, sharing a quiet romantic moment between them. Driven by intimacy, the pair took a reckless risk to satisfy their desires, disregarding potential consequences. Reckless desire always moves faster than wisdom, but it never outruns consequence. Never let desire outrun decency. No urge is worth more than a human life. A few minutes later, the two walk back into the sitting room, visibly excited, still caught up in their emotions as they settle on the couch. He triple checks the glasses on the table, desperate not to pick up the one he'd offered the other lady, only for his girlfriend to grab his attention, whispering that her sister hadn't moved from her deep sleep. Bhadman is surprised to see that the lady is still asleep and remarks that it actually works in their favor, suggesting that she wakes her so they can all leave together. When clarity is missing, what looks like an advantage may simply be a delayed consequence. She taps her sister gently to wake her up, but she doesn't respond, and in that moment she begins to panic. She tells him that her sister is not responding, and he calmly tells her to shake her properly, insisting she's only in a deep sleep. She tries shaking her more firmly as suggested, but the lady still remains completely unresponsive, despite all her efforts. He stands up and moves closer as he realizes she's not responding. As he checks for signs of life, he's shocked to discover that she's dead. When consequences finally reveal themselves, denial gives way to a truth that can no longer be ignored. She finds it hard to believe her sister is dead and continues shaking her, hoping she will wake up, but all her efforts prove futile. She yells at the man, demanding to know what he did to her sister. He quickly defends himself, saying he also drank the same drink he offered her and suggesting that she may have already been sick before coming to his house. When emotions run high, the truth is often the first thing to be questioned and the last thing to be accepted. Bhadman takes a closer look at the lady and then tries to distance himself from the situation, insisting that she was already sick before coming to his house. When accountability is near, excuses often become the first line of defense. The lady suggests reporting the matter to the police, and Bhadman immediately tries to stop her from leaving, insisting he could be arrested if she goes ahead. However, she refuses to listen to him. She explains to him that her family knows her sister left with her, and that she will be held responsible if she doesn't return safely, which is why she needs to report the situation. Not to her surprise, Bhadman begins to choke her. He resolved to eliminate his girlfriend, believing it was the only way to cover his tracks regarding her sister. When desire is left unchecked, it can destroy far more than it was ever meant to satisfy. This is a lesson to everyone. Uncontrolled desire leads to destruction. When impulse is prioritized over judgment, consequences become severe and irreversible. Accountability cannot be escaped. Trying to avoid responsibility often worsens the outcome instead of solving it. Truth eventually surfaces. No matter how situations are controlled or hidden, reality eventually comes out. Thank you for watching this video. Please share this video and comment where you are watching from.